Two games, the complete saga up against the new LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I love both of these games, so deciding on the best game was really hard. I will be ranking the two games based on my experience, the enjoyment I had whilst playing them, and what I feel is the better overall game. So with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy. The first thing we will be assessing are the levels. LEGO games are widely known for their fun and unique level design. In the complete saga, levels are, well, iconic. There is a certain feel to these levels which make them feel unique. In most cases, you are solving puzzles that the game sets up for you. Whether using the Force or throwing C-3PO around, puzzles are the main way to progress through levels. The Skywalker Saga has a slightly different approach to levels. Although the puzzles are still there, the game mainly focuses on exploration. This in turn condenses the levels and makes them feel rather short. Although the runtime for the Skywalker Saga is longer than the complete saga, I feel the complete saga, with the fewer movies to cover, it has much more room to explore the levels and in turn makes them more enjoyable. This isn't the only thing, however. With the 9 movies the Skywalker Saga covers, this means that certain moments in the movies won't be playable due to the 5 missions this game has per episode. The Skywalker Saga doesn't have the Battle of Coruscant nor the Death Star 2 battle. These were some of my favorite levels in the complete saga, and not seeing them make a return was quite heartbreaking. The complete saga does have some pretty bad missions, however. The flying missions, not all of them, but some are pretty annoying. Some levels I can think of right off the bat are the Battle of Geonosis and also the Battle of Hoth. These weren't my favorite missions, with the level mostly relying on bombs, which your vehicle had to use to open new segments of the mission. It just feels a little bit clunky, and the fact that the bombs are usually placed near the beginning of the area you are in makes for an annoying mechanic. Besides some other pretty questionable missions, also considering the game is nearly 15 years old, the levels remain a classic LEGO experience. Giving credit to where credit is due, the Skywalker Saga nails the boss fight missions, which leads us to our next point: the criteria for the bosses and combat. The complete saga has a pretty basic combat mechanic. You have your basic attack mixed with some special moves, such as the ground pound for Jedis. You can also deflect blaster shots by waiting just until the shot is about to hit your character, and then by pulling out your saber, you can actually deflect these blaster bolts. Gun-wielding characters can also dodge bullets by pressing the shoot button twice. The Skywalker Saga takes what works in the complete saga and amplifies it to the max, with a new combat combo system. To sum it up, the more attacks you get in a row, the more powerful your attacks become. This makes the player able to perform more intricate attacks, allowing for a more fluid experience. So now that we understand the combat and the way it works for both games, we are now going to go through the enemies and bosses. The complete saga has your average droids, droidekas, and stormtroopers, with each enemy having its unique attacks. This is the same for the Skywalker Saga. However, the amount of enemies to fight is significantly smaller in the Skywalker Saga. The waves the enemies come in are pretty easy to counter. Compared to the complete saga, the difficulty is more prominent due to there being more enemies, and the reduced health you have makes for a more challenging experience. The bosses in the complete saga, however, are very easy. With a dozen ground pounds, you can easily saw through most bosses the game has to offer. The Skywalker Saga, however, delivers a completely different experience. Bosses have their own moves, and at times you'll face a blade lock, and this will start a button spam sequence. Comparing the bosses to one another, it is pretty clear the Skywalker Saga has a more developed experience when it comes to bosses. However, the enemies themselves, I feel the Complete Saga does a much better job on the difficulty scaling of the game. Also with the Complete Saga, when you ground pound in that animation, no enemy can actually hit you, making it a pretty easy strat to complete the game, but still the number of enemies you face will make it somewhat challenging. With the boss and combat out of the way, let's move into the exploration and the open world. The Complete Saga offers a hub instead of an open world. Each level and extra is located in this cantina, so if you need to, let's say, customize your character, this can be all done whilst in the main hub. The Skywalker Saga is completely different in that instead of a hub, you have a full galaxy to explore. This is where the Skywalker Saga completely outshines the Complete Saga. The amount of content spread throughout the open world is mind-blowing. Let's say you want to visit the Death Star, well, just call it in and there you go. The way you can swiftly move from world to world and explore all of your favorite Star Wars moments is a highlight from the Skywalker Saga. The Complete Saga, however, has an extra room where you can play bonus levels, which can be played by getting gold bricks, and these can be acquired by completing the levels in the game. You can also explore the back of the cantina, where you can play around with some of the game's mechanics and you can do basically whatever you want. Most of the worlds in the Skywalker Saga have missions, which, while some do feel at times a little bit repetitive, and to 100% this game, you need to complete all side missions and unlocks, which can be quite a long grind, and this combined with some of the filler content this game has, it can become pretty boring at times. The Complete Saga is more focused on levels and minikits, which can be found throughout the levels. This offers a ton of replayability. The player can go through the missions again, and you can also find red bricks, which can give your character permanent power-ups. In the Skywalker Saga, this is changed for data cards, which are found sporadically throughout the open world. I feel the open world is more utilized in the Skywalker Saga. However, for a game that is nearly 15 years old, the Complete Saga does an amazing job in balancing its levels with extras and minikits. Another thing that I really enjoyed about the Complete Saga is the amazing bonus level content. The Lego City is an example of just how fun this game is. Going around just completely breaking everything was just a throwback, and it shows just how great this game is. The next thing I will be going through is the characters. The Complete Saga has a lot of character customization, which the Skywalker Saga does not. This is in the form of the character customizer, which will let you be able to morph your character and allow the player to make whoever they want. In the Skywalker Saga, you are fixed to the amount given to you by the game. But the thing is, the Skywalker Saga has way more characters than its predecessor, with a total of 380 characters plus DLC. The Skywalker Saga is packed full of iconic Star Wars characters. This compared to the 160 characters featured in the Complete Saga. There is almost double the amount of characters in the Skywalker Saga. The thing is, the Complete Saga has the character customizer, and as said before, this gives so much more options and variety in what you, the player, want to make. Most characters in the Skywalker Saga are unlocked by doing side quests, which, as said before, the missions in the Skywalker Saga can feel quite repetitive after a while. The Skywalker Saga also has character interactions.
Hello there,
General Kenobi.
Which are honestly pretty cool. The interactions are fun and are a cool gimmick. Anyways, with that, we have now come to the decision. But before doing so, I quickly want to say, I love both games and choosing a better one was really difficult. I adore the Complete Saga as it was a staple of my childhood, and the game is a fun take on one of my most beloved movie franchises. The Skywalker Saga is also a fun reimagining of this game, giving it so much more depth and variety. So the answer to which game is better, well, in my opinion, although I adore and respect the complete saga, the new Skywalker Saga is just so much more fleshed out, and although I have my issues with the game, like I have a lot of them, it still in my eyes does a better job, and this is for many reasons. Being made 15 years later, the game is going to have a more modern feel. So that about wraps up this video. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts and I will check them out. But with that, until next time, take it easy and goodbye.